Say that again? I'm walking downstairs to grab my water. I'm not actually. I'll be back in 10 seconds. Swiss?
Swiss has to be like a Swiss mushroom burger, though. Like, the way I see it is if you're doing Swiss or, like Josh said, go ahead. He'll be here. Or like you're doing Gouda or something like that. Got to be a gourmet burger. You can't be doing a smash burger, like a double smash with Gouda or something like that. Matter of fact, Cooper Sharp doesn't even work well on a smash burger because it takes too long to melt. I was telling Josh this the other day because Cooper Sharp's delicious, but I tried it and I was like, this will be great. It doesn't melt, dude. Like, it doesn't melt to the point where now you're just overcooking the patty. It's a problem.
I think a slice of smoked Gouda on a double smash burger can work, but it's going to be a very different flavor profile.
Probably would be good. I think it's better suited for gourmet burgers, though.
I don't disagree. Maybe I'll have to try that out. Maybe I'll do it tonight.
We got this cheese called Farmer's cheese from the. Remember I was telling you there's a ton of farms around my way when you came to pick me up the other week, and you know they have their own meat. You know, they're on. It's literally the brick and mortar shop on the farm, so you can do all that type of stuff there. And we got it as Farmer's cheese, dude. Fantastic. Like, you put it in some scrambled eggs, and it's got the gooey cheese. Or oh man. Good
from Monday cheese from the local farmer. I like it.
I would try it. Given this place's reputation. Anyway, hey, welcome to the Stochastic MLB Strategy Show. Yeah, we're still talking baseball. August 19th. I'm so deep into the football weeds right now. Like, I'm just ready, rearing to go. But we got another slate.
Me too, by the way.
Not football.
College football.
You've got to be getting close to, I mean, basketball's a lot closer than you think. I mean, it's 2 months away.
2 months, October 22nd.
That flies.
It's going to be here before I know it. And I'm not mad about it.
Like, I've noticed for football, and I'm sure plenty of you guys are just as big into football as I am that are watching the show. By the way, happy to have you guys with us. Tap that thumbs up if you haven't done so yet.
Yeah. Do that. Subscribe
to the channel. Atone for your sins. Goes a long way. We greatly appreciate you for it. Follow Josh at Josh Engleman, me at Lafayette_D on X. But once the Hall of Fame game kicks off, like first week of August or whatever, then it's just, you blink your eyes and the season's here. That's just how it goes. Like, cause then you're pretty much there. You're in the home stretch. But yeah, basketball. How much, like, with preseason in the basketball, do you pay attention to a lot of that from a like projections or data perspective? No,
I won't even watch a second.
Okay, well, NFL, it actually matters from a positional battle standpoint, and stuff like that. You actually seen guys that were getting no hype at all outside of the people that are thoroughly like knee deep into it that actually end up performing big in the preseason, landing a starter role, you know, as like the wide receiver 3 or something.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? Like, or the backup running back.
That just basically like doesn't happen in the NBA. It's just like, oh, he's going to be he will be the 10th guy. He beat out the other backup center. Now he's also someone you won't roster that day anyway.
Right. So like 6 times a year, you might get to play him if he slips into the starting lineup on an injury, but
yeah, and it didn't matter that he did anything in the preseason. Like, it's very, you can really unlock people in the NFL. Whereas in the NBA, like it's not like somebody goes from, oh, we didn't know who he was to, oh, he's the new starting shooting guard.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Like, he's the new starting shooting guard with a 25% usage rate on 35 minutes per game.
Just doesn't matter.
It doesn't happen. It is funny. Now, there are players, though, where it's like, oh, wow. Like, you know, he's a starter. He's young. We thought he'd be good. He just dominated all preseason. But that's probably as far as you get. You're not, as you mentioned, you're not unlocking guys like you would in the preseason for football.
And I mean, these discussions don't really have anything to do with daily. It's more for, you know, long-term stuff.
Sure.
Like, obviously, like, watching the preseason for the NFL is going to do you a lot better if you're doing like best ball drafts or like season long. It has nothing to do with like by week 4, it doesn't matter how the guy played in preseason. Like he's just got a salary that's reflective of whatever the fuck is going on.
100%. Yeah, like maybe week 1 it matters a bit, but
Yeah.
that is also wildly risky. When you're like, oh, he had a great preseason and now he's a wide receiver 3. Played most of his snaps with the backup quarterback in the preseason. That's
you could have your NFL this year. I'm team college football now that the video game is back.
Okay. But it is funny.
ECU, baby. That's who I'm representing in my dynasty with 3 of my friends.
Nice. You were big in the NFL for a while back in the day, though. Like,
oh, huge.
So
bigger than I was for the NBA.
Yeah. You know which one will stand out to you from a guy that preseason fully unlocked him and he went on to have an insane career and was like a top running back, but he went undrafted because of injuries and other stuff. Remember Arian Foster had a preseason where he just dominated every week.
And then he dominated for the rest of the year too.
And then before he got injured again, he dominated the year after that and the year after that. Yeah.
He was awesome.
He was
sick. Then he was doing Rogan and shit.
That was fun where they talked to conspiracies and stuff and the script.
It's a fun guy.
There he is. Anyway, let's talk baseball, I suppose.
I suppose.
Little 9-game action today.
Also, shout out to Josh Allen. Put me on the citrus.
Can't really see that.
Okay. It's citrus in. Josh Allen put that out into the universe. So
Bills quarterback, Josh Allen?
Huh? Bills quarterback, Josh Allen.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Also, happy anniversary to me today. 3 years ago, Daryl Morey followed me and responded to my DM.
Oh, how about that?
Yeah. So I got that reminder this morning. I was like, man, that was still really cool as shit.
Follows me too.
So weird.
I know. I'll never forget the time. I think it was, I can't remember who it was. It was like Adam or something. Was like, dude, I just got followed by, might have been like Jose Bautista. And then
I think that was right. Yeah.
Right. And then you go, because he follows me too. And then you go and he follows 810,000 people.
Yeah. Like Daryl Morey was not like that.
No, he follows like 3,500.
Yeah. Way less than I had ever anticipated. When I clicked it, I was just like, oh, this is just a thing. Yeah. 3491.
I just looked at it. That's why I didn't know that off the top of my head. Yeah, it's funny stuff. Anyway, I suppose we can jump into this one. Glad you guys. Hope you had a good weekend too. Hope you had a nice weekend.
Bug Boy said 3 years ago today, someone tried to return a splooge covered PC to Best Buy.
Yeah.
Someone, right, Bug Boy?
The ball's on that guy, huh?
Uh-oh. Are you muted or am I muted now? I can't hear you.
I can hear you.
I can't hear you.
Jordan, can you hear me? Then it's on
now
you.
I hear Jordan. You.
Jordan can hear me, but you got me? Okay.
Yeah. Whenever Jordan said like I hear both of you, then I got you again.
Justine and I had our 5-year anniversary this Friday. And wedding anniversary. We've been together since like 2012 or something like that. Been quite some time.
I got you doubled up right now.
Yeah. How long you been together?
15 years.
Okay. So what, 12 for me?
10 was this year for us.
I drug my feet a little bit, but
I thought I was, and in hindsight, we were only together for like 2.5 years before I proposed.
Well,
we were like last for all of our group, and it was like it felt weird, and then it was just like, I mean, it's not that weird.
You got to do it. Yeah. Had some dinner, but then today, she wakes. It's 5:30, and the smoke alarm batteries down. The smoke alarm carbon monoxide batteries. So it's chirping, but this one chirps, and the lady screams, "Batteries are low," and I'm like, because she tells me it chirps. It's 5:30. I'm like, all right, I'll get it when I wake up. Like it's a chirp, it'll be fine for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Right. No way you can live. That'll drive you nuts any more than a couple hours.
Yes.
But then I hear it and the lady's screaming. So I'm up on a chair at 5:30 a.m. Didn't fall asleep till past 11 because I was watching preseason football. Smashed our bets yesterday. Even hit an old plus 300 first method of scoring Broncos field goal. We're having fun, brother. But yeah, so I've been up since 5:30 a.m. because of smoke alarm.
That
Anyway,
is not fun in any way.
no.
So it's a woman's voice that tells you that everything is wrong?
Yeah.
Ugh,
Yeah.
God,
And
that's
then
got to be grating.
once you replace the batteries, it, like auto starts testing it and it starts going fire, 5:30, fire, carbon monoxide. And I'm standing up there on the chair right there. I'm about to, have an anxiety attack. Just wake up. Ugh.
I
Brutal.
figured it would have been like, you should have changed those batteries faster.
I
It's
thought
just like,
about being
bitch.
like, you could get up on a chair.
No, I meant the alarm itself, like criticizing how long it took you to actually put the
Yeah.
batteries
I
in.
thought you were saying I could have told
No,
you. To.
no,
All
no.
right. Michael King, Yusei Kikuchi, Taj Bradley. How about some of these matchups today, though? Kyle Harrison, Gossman in Toronto against Cincinnati. That's always an enjoyable one. There's a lot to get into at the top of pitching today, without question. And
Yeah.
like you might not have the Chris Sale, the Blake Snell, the Zach Wheeler type guys, but there's some really good spots.
There are four of them in particular, considering Michael King, Taj Bradley, Kevin Gossman, and Yusei Kikuchi make up 75% of my pitching exposure for today.
There you have it. Yeah.
50% of Bradley and Kikuchi, mid 30s for King and Gossman. The most I have of anybody else. David Peterson sneaks over the double digit mark at 12%, and then I basically don't have anyone else.
Well, we talked about it last time Gossman was on the mound. It's like, hey, you never know what you're going to get from him, but great start last time out, 7 scoreless. He walked 2, gave up 6 hits, and only had 5 Ks, but still got the win, 25 fantasy points. But when he has he still has the upside for those good games. That's the thing about Kevin Gossman. And Cincinnati against righties, they still strike out at a pretty high clip. So you said, wait, King, Bradley, Gossman, and Kikuchi are your 4 right now?
They are, which, I could take it or leave it on Kikuchi today, but we'll have that conversation. I already bet some unders on Kikuchi. So I'm not confident in the fact that he's my most exposed pitcher, but whatever.
Unders on strikeouts?
Yeah. The line was 7.5 this morning, and no matter what I did to change that, the best I can get to was like 6.5. So I had to take it.
Okay. But yeah,
massive day on Friday. If you people were watching Odd Shopper Live, we were up 13 units. We hit 3 separate home runs, 2 of them in a round robin.
Hell yeah.
We crushed some round robins on some other plays. It was a massive, massive, massive day. And all 3 of those home runs got dumped into Ben's Discord that morning. So people were with them too.
By far your biggest day yet since doing the show.
Yeah. Like I hit Yoshida at like plus 1,000 for the home run.
Ooh, plus, 13 units on the day is wild.
Yeah. And then 2 of them were 2 home run parlay. 2 of the picks were from my 3-leg round robin home run, and 2 of them hit. So I got my first 2-bagger.
Beautiful.
I loved it, man. I was so pumped. I was going nuts.
The 3's coming soon.
Dude, when it does, I hope it's today. It's like $8,000.
Is it?
Yeah. I do 50 a piece on all 3 singles. 20 a piece on the 2-leg round robin, and then another 10 on the 3-legger. So the 3-legger ends up being like 10. Parlay. Yeah. So 10 ends up on the 3-legger, 10 ends up being like 2,500, somewhere in that neighborhood. Same for the 2 legs. So it ends up being like $7,000 if all 3 of those guys go yard today. That one's already in the books too. Check it out on Odd Shopper Live immediately after this.
I'll jump on with you, brother.
You should.
I will. All right. Yeah. So just kind of combing through all of this, some of the totals in these games are low. Like the reason I mentioned Gossman too, since he has a 3.9 total, there's only one 640 game. So everything else is 7 o'clock or later. Angels against Lugo, 3.9. He's a big minus 200 money line favorite. And Minnesota, 3.5 run total. San Diego, minus 160 on the money line. San Francisco's a big favorite. White Sox, 3.3 run implied total. So you could kind of across the board look at some low totals. I do want to talk about Kikuchi a little bit here because it's not, the greatest spot. but
No.
the strikeout stuff is clearly there for him. Boston's total has actually come up. It's at 4.2 now. And this season against left-handed pitching, they're, top 7 in WRC plus, but here's the thing. They do have the 3rd highest K rate on their active roster. They have power, 175 ISO, that's 8th. 342 weighted on base average is 3rd, and the 7th best WRC plus, but they do have a lot of strikeouts against left-handed arms.
They do. That line is now 6.5 juice to the over. It was 7.5 neutral when I started today. So it has come down a little bit. I can still only get him to 6, which is a problem. And it's not like I don't think it's a good strikeout matchup, because it is unequivocally, I think. But I'm like a full strikeout below his line, and I can't figure out how to get it any higher. Maybe this lineup ends up changing a little bit, and some of this stuff gets moved around, and he can incrementally get himself up in my model. But it's interesting. Like 8,500 for him as a DFS play. I like it a lot. Even with me, I think, having him probably under projected to the consensus. We have him at 18.3. That's a 1.6 behind Michael King. I have him at 17.3. I have Gossman ahead of him, Bradley ahead of him, Michael King ahead of him. So I'm very different on Kikuchi, and yet that hasn't changed anything from a DFS perspective because he's my most exposed pitcher. It's a very interesting balance for today.
It is. And
that's why price matters so much, because no matter what I think of all of his line, I could have him under projected. I think he's too cheap, and that changes the scope of everything. So I can bet against him and like him in DFS, and it's still the same thing.
Exactly. Yeah, they're not mutually exclusive at all.
I think, and you'll get, the amount of people where like you could post your exposures on Twitter and your bets on Twitter, and if they are not in line, a large chunk of people are not going to understand that.
Well, it's funny too, because what if Kikuchi were to go, like you bet the under on 6.5? It's not.
I bet the under on 7.5.
Okay. So let's say 7.5.
Yeah.
Either way, it doesn't matter. Like,
sure.
It's not a zero-sum game here. It's not like Kikuchi could go for 7 Ks and have 7 scoreless, and you absolutely need him, and you still win an under bet on strikeouts.
Yeah.
There's, I'm not even going to go through it. There's 1,000 different scenarios where this could play out that it just works.
Yeah. Yeah. I hope it does.
And 8,500. Yeah. Plus he's been absolutely dealing since he came to Houston in 3 starts. He hasn't gotten through the 6th inning, but it hasn't mattered. Like it has not mattered at all. He's dealing right now. And he's keeping guys off the bases. That's all that matters.
And I think that's part of the strikeout prop. I don't think we have an outs prop anywhere yet for Kikuchi. And I'm really curious to see that, because I only have him in for 5 2/3, but at the same time, like I think that's right.
I'd say 17.5 juice to the under.
Ooh, I would say 16.5. Probably pretty neutral, if not under. I think you're a little heavy.
Yeah.
I think so. I could be wrong. That'll be why I'm wrong.
Well, no, it might be. We'll see if one. I'm surprised we don't have one yet. Honestly, it's 11:30.
As the days go on in the MLB season, those outs props come later and later.
No, you were right. No, you're right. 16.5. Pretty even, really. Pretty even.
Where'd you find it?
I just go on Odd Shopper.
Oh, I didn't see it on FanDuel, and usually when I don't see it there, I rarely see it anywhere else.
Yeah. Now just pull it up. Just search his name on Odd Shopper, and everything pops up. He's at 15.5 in some spots too. That's interesting. That's
why I'm shocked by the strikeout prop.
For sure.
And it makes me feel better about what I have.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Yeah, BetMGM has it basically neutral. I see it now. So FanDuel's really just the only book that doesn't have it, which is interesting.
Literally, just go on OddsShopper, type his name in, and hit to expand it. You get every single book.
Yep, that's the absolutely easiest way to do it. That's for sure.
Yeah, like Pinnacle. Well, Pinnacle's not even really sharp for baseball, but anyway, we had a question. What's up, Obi-Wan? On Kyle Harrison. against the White Sox. Yeah, this is actually a really interesting spot for me. This is not a prolific strikeout guy. He is coming off like what, 4 or 5 starts ago, an 11 strikeout game, which is, you'll take that all the time. What was that against Colorado? Shocking at home against Colorado. But it is a objectively good matchup in the best park. Now he only had, and to be fair, 22% K rate is pretty much around league average.
It is.
Home splits are, what you would expect. Better at home, not that much better at home, but he's averaging north of a strikeout per inning at home as well. 7,900 against the White Sox. I think they have the lowest implied total on the slate at 3.3.
That's where I have it as well.
I have no problem with Kyle at all with Kyle Harrison today. Like the thing is, he doesn't even, if he gave you 5 strikeouts in this game, you could get 6 or 7 scoreless and 5 Ks with a win and be very happy.
Yeah, I don't think it's a particularly great strikeout game. Like I have the White Sox projected neutral for strikeouts. Their 10th active roster in strikeout rate against lefties, 22.7%. That's not anything to really write home about. The problem is they blow 74 WRC plus, second to last against lefties. So while Harrison might not just rack up strikeout after strikeout, he might just go 7 efficient innings and not give up any runs in a park that basically won't give up any power. His floor is really high. I don't have much of him, but he really feels safe today.
It's exactly what it feels like.
As safe as you can feel in that kind of situation.
It feels like he could have one of those Logan Webb type games.
Yeah.
Right? Like you look at some of these Logan Webb games too. It's just not elite strikeouts, but great numbers.
Yep.
7 and 8 Ks over his last 2 for what it's worth. But yeah. And Logan Webb's better. Don't get me wrong. You know what I'm saying though.
I do.
Hey, what about this is a really weird slate. I like it. What about Gavin Stone? Only a 19% K rate this year, but he's got the Seattle Mariners, and that's kind of one of those spots that is also going to profile pretty nicely. Not as well as it did earlier in the year, where for those of you guys that hung out every show, we were like, all right, a righty. I didn't care who it was. As long as you were a half decent, like I remember the first one that came, Chris Paddock. You're like, oh, he stinks. It's like, no, he's fine against the Mariners. Who cares?
Yeah.
Play Chris Paddock, just play any of these guys. They have a 30% K rate as a team, but he's not a great strikeout pitcher. Seattle still has a 27.3% K rate versus righties. What do you think here? It's not at T-Mobile Park, but it is the Mariners.
I have 1 share of him. I also bet his unders earlier today. Not that has anything to do with DFS. I certainly like the spot. Mariners are obviously a very different team depending on where they are. This is a pretty stark contrast for Mariners bats going from Seattle to LA, where LA plays up power about as well as any park in the league. So it's an interesting dynamic there. I just don't have much here. The strikeout matchup is great. No denying that. He just doesn't appear to be a guy that I'm going to be getting to. I think so much of it has to do with the fact that I just don't need the salary. I have 75% of my pitching is all at 8,500 or higher, and it's not really stopping me from getting to the things that I want to get to. So I just don't think I need him.
I get it. 5.5 K prop on Gavin Stone's not bad though.
I think I took the under on Prize Picks. I definitely took the under somewhere, but I think it was on Prize Picks.
And by the way, it's not that talking about props is irrelevant for DFS, but betting, what you're betting is.
Yeah.
But being able to use it to gauge we've done that a lot recently where actually, you know who it was? It was Kikuchi the one day where we're like, man, I can't believe, where he's projected in the ownership. And then we looked at the prop and it was like a 7.5 K prop against Texas. Remember? That was 2 starts ago. It was against Texas. And he ended up striking out 8, 5 1/3, 2 earned, 24 DK points. That stuff can be helpful.
Really can.
So let me just be clear here then. You like David Peterson right now over Gavin Stone?
I do.
At basically the same price.
Yes, I do. I have 12% of Peterson, 2% of Stone. I have Peterson 2 fantasy points ahead of Stone.
Then you have Peterson above Harrison too. That to me is what surprises me. Against Baltimore,
I have Harrison projected for 0.2 of a point more.
All right, so I like Harrison over Peterson for sure.
So do I. On paper, like in my mind, I do. To me, like Harrison's biggest issue today is just simply getting BABIP to death. You open up MLB and you look at it and it's like single, you know, fly out, but a run scores, double into the gap scores too. And you're just like, all right, he's given up 5 hits, everybody scored, and now he's dead and nothing really happened. That's like your worst case scenario here. Him getting bombed in this start feels very unlikely.
All right, Jordan, did you run the Sims? Go to pitching exposure. Okay, so all right, look at that, Josh. Can you see that on the screen if you pop into Zoom and just pin it? I can tell you if you'd like.
I can.
43% Michael King, 41% Kikuchi, 39% Harrison, 29% Gaussman, and 25% Bradley, 9% Gavin Stone. This is funny because I hadn't run anything yet. I kind of wanted to go into this blind just to see, you know, like in my head where I'd be ending up. This seems pretty much in line with where I'm at after looking at this for the first time.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in full agreement with 4 of them, and I would like it if Harrison were in more of my stuff than what I have right now. Like that would be what I'd want. It just isn't. But yeah, I mean, you and like basically the same for me. And that's not me running, like that's me running my data through Sims. So it's just kind of between us doing it and me doing it, seems pretty likely that those 4 guys are the 4 guys.
For some reason, when I go into DraftKings right now, like if I go into DraftKings and I just go to pitchers,
can
you do this real quick? Tell me if it's just on my end.
Go ahead.
Are you on DraftKings?
Yeah.
All right. Like every Cincinnati pitcher that's ever existed is showing up as on the probables tab.
Okay, let's find out.
There's like 100 Cincinnati pitchers, and then all of the other guys who are starting today.
Yep.
Is that happening to you too? Yeah.
Yeah. Are you gonna make sure that you roster Casey Legumina?
Yeah, I was looking at Emilio Pagan as well.
Yeah, Yasver Zulueta.
Nice.
Did I do okay there?
They're all there. So yeah,
they're all starting.
They're all getting some action today. It's Cincinnati's all-star game. But no, I think we've got a wide variety of pitching options.
Yeah.
And it may not feel like it, even if, like you said, you're only getting the 5 or so of them, that doesn't mean that there aren't more than 5 viable pitchers, because there are today for sure.
Oh, yeah. It's just that we do definitely have like a separation point.
Agreed. But okay, so like, yeah, I'm not getting the Palmer or Trevor Rogers here. Zebby Matthews had actually a nice start, but against San Diego, that's a pretty easy pass.
Yeah.
Brian Wu at 8,300. There's just very unlikely that you're getting the much Brian Wu at that price when he's in there with Kikuchi and Gaussman and a bunch of these other guys. Jonathan Cannon.
Cannon.
Am I missing anybody else?
No, I mean, I look at the bottom of Fulmer, Ortiz, Rogers, Cannon, Urania, and it's just like, nope.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There is one guy I want to talk about, and then we can.
Is it Joe Boyle?
No. Do you want to talk about Joe Boyle?
No, I was just asking.
We could.
Oh, did you get that stain out of that shirt?
Yeah, it came right out.
I just noticed it now.
Yeah. Josh got stuck like waiting for an elevator. It gave me just enough time to spill black coffee all over my shirt when we were in New York. I got like right after you dropped me off and when you left.
Hit it with the stain stick.
I went out, hit the stain remover, tossed it in the wash.
Yeah.
Justine's like, it's interesting how you always do wash when it benefits you, but never any other time.
It's like, You can't say anything in that scenario.
I
It's
said,
really
yeah,
weird. I never learned how to do laundry like that. Like I didn't do my laundry until I left for college.
well,
Like
here's a real
my
quick.
mom did everything, and I
Oh,
didn't
really?
realize that she like handled all of the bullshit I got all over my stuff. So I would just throw stuff in the wash and then wash it and be like, "Yeah, these fucking my clothes are fucked."
Yeah.
My mom's like,
Yep.
"Well, like when you spill a cheesesteak down the front of your chest, like you can't just put it in your laundry for
Yeah,
3
you got to
weeks."
spot treat it. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Me, I threw it in the bottom of my closet and I would get to it the next month.
Right. So by that point, it's a wrap.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's covered in hot sauce, ranch
Yep.
dressing, pizza sauce. I mean, I got fucking everything, all beer.
Semen. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I
And
figured
not
that one out
yours.
without saying. Right.
But no, the funny
How else
thing
do
is
I clean up the back?
I do, I do, I do the laundry. I just don't announce when I do it. You know what I mean? Like I'll just do it. So I don't want to hear it.
I'm so bad at laundry. I will run the same load 3 or 4 times over the course of Monday through Thursday because I forget about it.
Forget. Oh yeah. I'll throw it in and be like, look at me, being proactive, and then just forget to put it in the dryer, and then I have to wash it again because it starts just
I did it today. Already today. I'll do it 3 or 4 times a week.
It's such a waste of water.
I'll run
too.
the same load of laundry multiple times a week.
They're real clean.
It's broke. It's just broken in my mind. I just can't.
Yeah.
No matter what, I can set a reminder. It doesn't matter. At the house, doesn't matter. I just forget about laundry.
We're just preoccupied. You know what I mean? It's just
It's
the way.
so boring. I'm not the one supposed to be doing laundry, if you catch my drift.
No, I don't. Please elaborate.
I posted it today. Song of the day. It's woman's work.
All right.
Kidding,
so hold on.
guys. Kidding.
Joe Boyle actually doesn't look bad.
That's right.
I don't know if you're just trying to lead me to this, but like he actually doesn't look bad, dude. Tampa
Look, he's
Bay,
7K and he's not like a complete zero when it comes to strikeouts.
he has a 20,
And it's in Oakland.
Right. He has a 23% K rate. The Rays, where do you think the Rays rank in K rate now against righties?
Active roster, I assume you mean?
Of course, yeah. Oh, well, because that wouldn't be helpful, especially with all the moves they made.
Uh,
By the way, always sort by active
10th.
roster if you're trying to find these rates for teams, especially this late in the year.
10th.
Third.
Okay.
Third. 26%.
I can
They're
handle
behind
that.
Seattle and Colorado.
That's higher than I was expecting.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What's Tampa's implied? 4.1?
I have 4.4, but doesn't matter. It's probably why I have 21% Tampa and they're my number one stack.
Are they?
Yeah.
We have 4.2 at Stochastic, and we usually run high.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
And,
He
granted, I pulled that at 8:30 this morning, so could have moved.
Boyle's home run rates are pretty crazy.
Look, man, that's why I thought you were going to him.
Okay, so obviously he hasn't pitched a lot in the major league level, but he never allowed home runs at the minor league level. In 47 and 2/3 innings at the major league level, 0.76 home runs per 9.
Yeah.
7% home run to fly ball rate. Now, granted, like you're looking at xFIP and stuff, that doesn't look great, but I don't think we care too much about that because he walks a fuck ton of batters. That's a problem.
The number 4 prospect for the A's coming in, not really projecting as anything crazy. 60 fastball, 60 slider, 60 curveball, 20 command.
Yeah, the walk rate is outrageous. And
it's just like on the day where it's working, like he's unhittable. But that shit is going. He has no idea where it's going.
Dude, look at some of his starts. Like 7 innings, 4 hits, 3 walks, 4 earned. Couldn't get out. Went 4 innings. 6 innings, 5 hits, 4 walks, 7 runs, 3 Ks. But then you look at this start against Pittsburgh. 5 innings, 1 hit, 4 Ks. 5 innings, 1 hit, 5 Ks. 5 innings, 2 hits, no runs, 6 Ks. It is, put it this way, it is there. It's there. He's a really interesting option tonight.
I mean, the ceiling is huge.
You're saying if he
can go out there and strike out like 8 dudes.
If he just finds his stuff and isn't walking everyone, yeah.
or they're chasey today. Like, they're not letting balls be balls, which could be incredibly helpful for him. Like for 7K, what you can get out of that could be massive. He could also walk 6 dudes in the first inning, and you're just like, oh no.
Oh,
What's
yeah,
it?
right.
Hold on. What's his
It's straight
right.
Francisco Liriano style, where
I got an alt prop for you. You ready?
yeah.
Let's go 8+.
I mean, it's got to be really long odds because he can't get through innings. This is the toughest one you've given me. 8+. God, like 780.
400.
What? Wait, hold on. You have to be surprised as well on that.
Oh, it's way lower than I was expecting.
I said plus 780.
If it were like 600, I'd be like, oh, that's okay. That's manageable. 400.
Yeah,
At
I thought we were about to get our favorite alt prop of the day when you were throwing that out at me. Like,
yeah, I wouldn't want to bet that.
No, I wouldn't.
It's incredibly it makes me incredibly optimistic for him as a DFS play, and I have zero interest in touching that line as a bet.
Yeah, spot on. Again, this is what we're talking
plus
about.
200 for 7.
What's that?
Plus 200 for 7.
Which is amazing because he doesn't have more than 6 Ks in a start. So
No.
I assume. So then what? His K prop is 5.5 today.
Yeah, like he's plus 200 to like have his career start today.
Yeah, you're right. That's a great way to look at it.
He's plus 200 to have basically like his best demo. Like if he strikes out 7+, it's going to be really hard for him to have been bad. Or he's going to throw 100 pitches in 3 innings, but strike out everybody.
The books are saying there's a 33% chance that Joe Boyle has his best performance ever.
Yeah. He's 7K today and 10% owned.
Hold on a second. You're looking FanDuel?
Yeah. Yeah, like maybe, that they could just be dog shit lines and he's got like 700 laying out there and you want to grab it, but
if he does, we're both grabbing that one.
We are.
That's something fun that you could talk about. You could even hit some like cross promotion, crossover stuff on the Odd Shopper live show, bring up this discussion because that makes things super interesting.
He's gonna walk 8 guys, not strike them out is where I'm landing.
What's his walk prop?
Do they have those?
Mm-hmm. Depends on the book.
I didn't know. I thought you meant like an alt prop. What the hell is his name?
Minus 151 over 2.5. If they had an alt walks prop, that would be sick.
I would definitely get in on that. Over 2.5 minus 195 at Fliff. Over 2.5 minus 160 at MGM.
Joe Boyle to record 8+ strikeouts on Caesars. Any guesses?
475.
345.
Oh my God, it's worse?
Yeah, it's worse. It's worse.
I didn't expect FanDuel to have the better line there.
Caesars has some right. Caesars usually has some good oh my God, it's 370 on DraftKings too.
Man, if he can just not walk the whole, do the Rays walk?
8.5% against righties.
How do you already have that up?
Because I looked at it when we were talking earlier. I just didn't mention it. I was looking at the same thing.
Okay, so they're 8th in walk rate, which is not optimal.
No. I wonder
they have
what
no power. So like in theory, he should keep the ball in the yard in this game. Their ISO is basically as low as it gets against righties. But man, if they show even any semblance of patience, this could go poorly.
I agree, but I'm so disappointed that alt prop is such short odds. Like, okay, hold on. Let's do something fun real quick. All right. So if he has, let's take his shortest odds on Caesars, okay, right? Plus 345 for 8+ Ks. Let's see what those numbers look like for some of the top pitchers on this slate.
Okay. So Michael King, strikeout prop for today, alt line at 8 is 134.
Okay, 129 on Caesars. Yeah.
Let's look at Kikuchi since he's
Pull Kikuchi up. I want to pull Gaussman up because that one's interesting to me.
Kikuchi 8+ is 130.
130. Okay. Gaussman is 252.
Now, I aggressively disagree with all of the Yusei Kikuchi strikeout props, so a little bit different for me. I mean, let's look at this one because here's where I think it gets kind of interesting.
Peterson's 464 on
Fuck, you beat me to it. That's where I was going.
I had that good call.
8+ plus 630 on FanDuel.
Wow.
I can't see any scenario on paper for a DFS contest where you would want to go to Peterson over Boyle.
Man, we have completely good thing. See, this is why sometimes it's just worth looking at everybody because
hey, it only took us a couple of weeks to do a good job.
But I mean, on the surface, you look at Boyle and you're like, not great. But
you peel back the layers.
Well, how about this? Like, how often do you find a 7K flat pitcher in a, let's say, top 5 pitcher park, right? Top 5 pitcher park?
Yeah.
Against the team that strikes out at the 3rd highest clip and has 8K alt line at 345, 400. Like normally those guys in that price range are like 8 plus 800 for 8Ks.
So basically we're getting Joe Boyle is the new representative. He's basically like new Michael Kopech. Just
Explain.
Good stuff. Can't find the plate to save his life. Like Kopech in 2023, 130 innings, 23% K rate, 15% walk rate. Like it's just, you never know where that ball is going. Way bigger home run problems for Kopech than what I'm expecting out of Joe Boyle.
Joe Boyle hasn't given up power, which is crazy.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Got to
Joe Boyle season, baby.
Like DraftKings doesn't even have an 8K prop for David Peterson or Kyle Harrison. Not to say that it would be insane, but
no. Yeah, look, for a DFS this is so important. For DFS, the way you got to look at this stuff is so different because of salary.
Mm-hmm. Einsteinium said, Josh, are you going to ladder his strikeout prop? What we're saying is we thought that the odds would be way better.
Yeah, no, I don't. No. It makes me feel better about him as a DFS play and worse as a bet.
Correct. Without question.
Yeah. Like the market is telling me that his strikeout upside is massive, but that doesn't mean it, like, that's just neutral to the betting line. Mm-hmm. But as a 7K pitcher, that is a very different discussion point. You will not see many situations this year where you're getting a 7K guy with that line at 8 or more strikeouts. That'll be what, like, the cost per strikeout for him, it's got to be one of the highest in the year of like value pitchers.
Well, I mean, you and I have been pretty dead on accurate, like at least over the target with these when we're throwing them back and forth at each other. Yeah. I was nowhere close. This is the first time I've been nowhere, even in the ballpark.
I knew you wouldn't be anywhere near it.
Yeah.
There was no way for you to be near it because you would have, in your mind, you would have thought you were an idiot for saying 400.
For saying 345 or 400. Yeah, of course.
It's that was so not feasible to me when I clicked on that link.
By the way, Jorge gifted 20 memberships. Appreciate you, man. And a $20 super chat. Thanks, man. Spent some time exploring the other tools in the market and made zero from it. Came back to the best tools that exist and took yesterday's first place in the 4-seamer. Hell yeah. Won't use any other tools again that are not stochastic tools. You're the man, dude. And congratulations. Thank you. We appreciate you, dude. We do. Also,
I don't know. He just got done telling us that he left us for a bit.
But he's back. I mean, you're not going to.
Grass wasn't greener, was it, Jorge?
That's what. Yeah, exactly. Links in the description, too. And in chat. You guys ever want to check these tools out? Go ahead.
I'm a scorned lover here. I don't want him back.
That's so silly. Weekly, monthly. we have all different types of packages too. Like no matter what you're looking for, we got you covered. The new single lineup sim, I know you guys love that. That's been fantastic. We're gonna run it right now, baby.
Yeah.
All of that's down there. That's in the if you're looking for that, like the data plus Sims weekly or data plus Sims monthly, you're getting a discount over the Sims package, but it includes that and all of our tools as well, not just the single lineup. Like you're getting literally everything that you would with the highest tier, except you just can't run as many lineups in the contest generator, which essentially, Josh, a lot of people don't need that anyway.
Correct.
Yeah.
I'm so excited to start building lineups now.
Man, I built an NFL lineup yesterday. Like hand build it, sent it to Ben at like 11 at night. We're back, dude.
Wait, for week 1 or for preseason?
Week 1. I don't play preseason DFS because I don't have time. I'm very good at analyzing preseason football betting, right? Very good at it, but not when it comes to preseason DFS. There is just too much from like and I don't watch a ton of college football, whereas like Gajewski's perfect for that because he knows the 7th-string running back. I'm not doing that. There are like 6 or 7 points of focus for preseason betting. If you can hone in on them and really understand it and kind of understand like the human behavior of coaching, you're going to kill it. But you've seen it, dude. Like you have to honestly know 13 receivers.
That's incredibly, it's incredibly unfun.
Yeah, it's not. And it's funny. The prize pools are huge, but not doing it.
I just wish they weren't, so I didn't feel like I had to play the NFL every week.
I mean, even for preseason, they're huge.
Yeah, right.
Oh, hey, and if you want to, by the way, throw those avatars up on the screen, Jordan. If you want to just win a free month of Stochastic, all of it, you know, Sims, I almost said Stochastic plus Platinum, Josh, bringing me back. But
I don't even remember all of the stuff that we've called these things any longer. There's been so many.
Any of the packages, just 200. Your first win's getting you a $200 package. And someone asked me, hey, can I hold off? He just won in baseball. Can I hold off until football? Damn right, dude.
Yeah,
you can. No, we don't care. Just go to stochastic.com/HOF, download one of those beautiful looking avatars. They're all new too. They're sweet. And use it wherever it is you play. Finish top 3 in a field of 5,000 or more. All you have to do is tweet your win to us at StochasticHOF on Twitter. Super simple process, right? With the screenshot, say something nice maybe as well, because we'll read it off during the induction ceremony every week. That's it. That's it. And it could be like, also, it could be a 25-cent entry. It doesn't matter. As long as you're rocking the avatar, you tweet us, then just hit us up, support it, stochastic.com, get that free month. If you win again, you get another free month plus a free week of another sport. You win a 3rd time in a year, you're getting $500 Sims All Out. Imagine winning the 3rd time, getting Sims All Access during football, basketball crossover with all of the other shit going on. Beautiful thing.
Can't ask for a better time to do it.
And any 20K plus win, we get you a custom engraved ring to commemorate your win. Spinning display case we sent, dude, they're so sweet. Anyway, just do it. All right, you want to build a lineup? This is how we can dig in the stacks here.
I do. I built my number 1 lineup already, 53% ROI. You want to try to run that down? 5-man raise stack against our boy.
And if chat has any suggestions, we can throw that in there as well.
Yeah, my number 1 stack is against the man we just spent 20 minutes breaking down. But yeah, they're my most exposed team. The Pirates are 2nd. The Royals are 3rd. They are the number 1 owned team. And then the Rangers are 4th.
Okay.
What are you looking at? Where do you want to go?
Couple spots that I'm interested in. So Kansas City at home is always kind of one of those teams.
Yeah. Well, everybody's interested in them today.
Yeah, but they're not that popular compared. I mean,
no, it's Bobby Witt's 15 and everybody else is under 10. Like it's
right. It's not crazy.
No, doesn't matter at all.
There aren't that many great stacking spots, right? Like White Sox against Harrison, Oakland against Bradley, Minnesota against King, Cincy against Gaussman, and it's not even in Cincinnati. Even Zebby Matthews profiles to be pretty decent against San Diego. Houston has Tanner Houck. Angels have Seth Lugo with a pretty low total. I can see actually why you'd be getting the Tampa Bay. I don't love them in this spot, especially in the park.
I mean, I love them if Joe Boyle is the opposite of everything we just said, and he gets 7+ walks.
Yeah, but walks don't win tournaments.
No, but if he's just putting people on, then you're in a real interesting spot of like, there's enough power in Tampa's lineup. Not that like I expect Joe Boyle to get blasted, but like they have an opportunity for lots of base runners.
No doubt about that. What do you think about Baltimore against Peterson?
Sorry, responding in chat to something.
And Jordan,
Baltimore
while
gets.
we're
Oh,
doing
they're
this,
my second lowest owned team.
Jordan, go to our Sims run and go to stack exposure for me, please.
The only team I have 5 individual shares of a Baltimore Oriole. It's mostly Mountcastle and Urias, but the only teams that I have less than that are the Reds and the Astros.
Okay. Jordan, am I seeing that right? Fourth, or no, go to 5-man stack exposure. So we have Baltimore. We have Baltimore basically 5th, Josh, but tied with a bunch of other teams. 5.3%. Scroll back up, Jordan. What do we have at the top? Tampa, Josh.
Who knew? Oh, wait, I did.
I still don't love it, but I get it. San Fran at, what is it, Oracle Park now? Against the White Sox, or Jonathan Cannon, sorry. Crappy park, but Kansas City against Fulmer. I want to build one. I want to build one with Kansas City. Maybe we'll see how we can make it a little different.
Alrighty. I'm going to put in my number 1 Kansas City lineup, and we'll see where we end up from there.
Fair enough.
All right, let's find what is my number 1 Kansas City 5-man. I have 400 choices, so that shouldn't be too bad. It is my 11th ranked lineup. King, Kikuchi, Fermin,
F-E-R, Jordan. Yeah, there you go.
Mountcastle, Semien. So it's 2-man Oriole stack of Mountcastle, Urias, and then Semien as my. It's a 5-2-1. Let's get Urias. Obviously, we'll get Bobby Witt. Isbell down at flat 3K. Good salary there. Melendez at 3,400. I feel like that guy, I get an alert for his homer every day. It just never stops right now. And then Renfro. So that is 5-2-1, $100 left over. This was the number 1 lineup that I generated that had a 5-man Royal stack. We could work off of this.
Okay.
35. So not ideal. Not bad.
Definitely still a positive, a lineup that you could play for sure.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
All right, let's try one with Boyle in it.
Okay. Let me see if I can find my best Boyle lineup. Boyle with Kansas City or Boyle in general?
It doesn't matter to me, actually. It does not matter. We have him projected for 7%. We actually have Boyle positively leveraged.
I've got a Boyle 5-man with KC, but it's quite a bit down the list for me.
No, let's build
my number 1 Boyle lineup, I could do a 4-3-1 with the Pirates and Kansas City, with the 1 being Ohtani.
It's not. Let's build one. Let's actually build one from scratch here.
Oh yeah, I like being able to pull up the stuff that I've generated, so I can kind of see like where we need to go with those people. Like I don't want to just immediately put it in, but like thinking about what that pattern can be, I think is really helpful.
Man, we had a tough time building them out on Friday.
We did. All right, let's do this. Let's save some salary for what we're about to build. Let's go Boyle Harrison.
Ooh.
Those two are basically like the exact opposite today. Boyle
Okay.
is a wild card that could have a monster score, and Harrison is like, I don't expect him to do anything wrong, but I have no idea how high his score can get.
I like what you're thinking here, though. You get to Boyle and Harrison, two perfectly reasonable 7K options,
Yep.
and then open a lot up. I mean, 4,400 per player.
Yeah, we have infinite salary now.
All right. Also, in case you were wondering, Carson Fulmer, 249x ISO, 361x WOBA to lefties this season.
Okay.
So what I'm saying is, I think, I mean, we're going to have Bobby Witt in there regardless, even because why else would we be paying down for both pitchers? But Vinny P and Melendez are two guys that we probably want to have in there.
So we're gonna look for the Royals with these guys,
Yeah, let's try it.
which I agree with given their ownership right now. Okay, so let's just put Witt in since we know that's 1,000,000,000% happening.
Yes, we have to.
And then Pascantino, obviously.
Yep.
I'm fine with Salvador Perez as well at catcher if you
Well, I
want to.
think
If you don't want
we
Fermin,
definitely want Massey in there. Platoon advantage, leading off.
oh yeah, and you get a second baseman.
Mm-hmm.
So that's Pascantino, Massey, Witt. I'm more than okay going to either Salvador Perez at 5,100 or Fermin at 3,300. We have the salary to go to Perez, that's for sure.
Do you want to fade Melendez then?
I don't have to. I mean, he's 3,400. He fits no matter what. Do you want to go Melendez and then one of the catchers?
Sure.
Okay.
Let's
Do you
see
have a
how it comes
preference?
out. Who?
So Perez is 5,100. Fermin is 3,300. So very different build for the whatever else we put in here.
I think we try Fermin.
Okay. Well, then we could have whatever we want after that.
All right, so that
We
leaves
have
us with
4,300 per person.
for two outfield and third base. The Royals stack pretty nicely too, depending on
They
how
do.
you're trying to do this. All right, so 43 remaining. Boyle Harrison with a 5-man Kansas City. We have what? 1, 2, 3, 6, 7.
Yeah.
What do you want to do here? Give me. Let's go. We can't go Tampa here.
No. How do you feel about Toronto?
We could do Toronto.
Dalton Varsho, lefty against what's supposed to be Julian Aguiar here. He's 3,900, so exceptionally rosterable.
I assume a Dodger stack just wouldn't work.
Not the parts you would want,
No,
probably.
we couldn't do it.
I'll go Varsho, Springer. We have 4,700 for any third baseman, which allegedly is Max Muncy today. That gets you a one-off Dodger bat if you want it.
Sure. Well, no, lefty. I don't really love that.
Okay. I was putting it out there. He was the most expensive guy. I have the number one third baseman as Jose Caballero, leading off for the Rays at 3,500. That leaves us 1,200 left over. Vientos, I have second. That only leaves 200 left over. You get Vientos, righty lefty against Trevor Rogers. Righty power plays up in New York. I'm going Vientos for sure.
Okay, sure.
Only
Sure,
leaves
yeah.
200.
Melendez.
MJ Melendez. 52.2.
Oh yeah, SMP. I don't know why I thought Brian Wu was a lefty. Good call. Brian Wu is in fact a righty.
He is. I didn't hear you say it. Yeah,
I
52%.
said lefty with Muncy. Yeah, good call.
It's a good build. I don't really know what I would change.
Not bad. Not bad. That came out pretty nice, actually.
It did.
Let's see if I put Muncy in there instead of Vientos, following my confusion. It's even higher.
Yeah.
Yeah, marginally, but like Jordan, run that again with Muncy instead of Vientos at third base. Sometimes it shows up differently when we run them on different.
I made a slight tweak. I want to see. I got to
Basically,
Salvador
it's the
Perez.
same.
I swapped out Salvador Perez for Fermin, and then I took out Springer and went to Loperfido, which we'll see. Yeah, 22.5. Salvador Perez is too expensive for today.
Yeah, he is. Plus, you know, Fermin's perfectly fine batting seventh at 3,300.
Mm-hmm. Can I
Cool.
just do? I mean, I like where we're at. We obviously loaded that up and built a pretty damn good lineup right out of the gate.
Well, I'll let you get this Odd Shopper live on the road. See if
Thank
you can
you.
hit that 1, 2, 3 in the round robin. Have yourself a beautiful day. You guys should go watch it. Odd Shopper YouTube channel. Are you doing it on Odd Shopper Twitter or yours?
Both.
Both. Okay. So you'll find it.
Yeah.
Appreciate you guys.
If you can't find it, you should get rid of your computer.
Yeah. Appreciate you guys hanging out.
It's everywhere.
As always, the super chats, the support, even just taking a second, hitting that thumbs up. It all goes a long way for us. Josh is at Josh Engleman. I'm at Lafayette_D on X, formerly Twitter. Live before lock coming up tonight. Eric and I don't know who he's with. Greg's on vacation.
By the way, I'm out for the strategy show on Friday.
On Friday. All right. What'd you say, Jordan? Bellman. Okay. So come hang out. I assume it's a 6 o'clock show Eastern time. And Josh and I'll see you back here tomorrow on the Tuesday strategy show. Appreciate you guys. Later.